Hey, it's Josh Hicks, and listen, you're probably seeing a lot of videos that I've been talking about the logistics placement brokering business, which is traditionally your truck driver recruiter agent. Now, the reason we don't call it truck driver recruiter is because we're not internal with a company doing this for them, and that's really traditionally what it would be called. We're in between. We're not biased to companies, and we do in between the brokering of it. And you may ask, why do drivers not just go to the companies? Well, the reason being is because they can't trust the companies. If they go to the company has to be biased to themselves. They can't tell the driver that the competitor's better if the program is better. Just the same way with the recruiters. They don't have the ability to do that. And that's the part of the market that the brokering comes into play. So we have been doing this for now over a couple of decades and teaching people step-by-step processes how to do this. Maybe you're somebody out here looking for viable and evergreen and something that can make it through the pandemic, that can increase during economic crashes. Think about it. Drivers are the backbone of America. Our infrastructure in the U.S. is built by transportation. Nothing moves unless that freight is moving, and no truck is going to move unless the driver's behind it. That's why we broker that placement, and the demand is higher than it's ever been. Now think about it. When the pandemic happened and grocery stores emptied in seconds, really, that's what it seemed like. Maybe it took a day or two at that point, but the people that were actually filling that back up was because the truck drivers were called out on. And it was the highest demand ever. And so when pandemics, when economic crashes happen and people are going to stores and they're trying to get the things and buy the things, that is where it comes into play that they wouldn't be there if the truck driver was not out here. That's why the demand's so high out here. And so I say you could be somebody that's in corporate. You could be an entrepreneur out here that's just looking for something. Maybe you're trying to get out of the corporate, maybe you're trying to get out of a dead-end job. And you could have been somebody that's felt the pain of all these fly-by-night opportunities, the saturated markets of Amazons and the drop shipping and all these different things that it's really impossible to make anything happen out here. And if that's you, then you're in the right place, because you're talking about 1.2 million trucking companies, you're talking about 3.5 million truck drivers, and a 98% turnover rate. So every time a driver starts, a driver quits, and that's why the demand's so high. It's why it is larger than it's ever been in a couple of decades that I've been doing this and teaching people how to do it. I've got something exciting that I'm doing, and you've probably seen the video. Maybe you've watched the short 150-foot view video, picked up a book, these kind of things that we've got out there. And listen, that's great, and maybe just you didn't have time to really get through it, or you've connected in the past and you're seeing this again. What I'm going to be doing is something I've never done before. I don't know that I'm ever going to do it again. I'm doing it for the holidays here and really just kind of putting an incentive out there. And what it is we're going to be doing a one-day workshop where I personally come on the workshop and we go through 7 key steps that we cover in our full-out course. Now, we can't go through a 4-week course and all that information in a day. But what I'm going to be giving you is 7 essential steps that you will need to be a top producer. And you could take these 7 steps and you can apply it and be ahead of most people in this business and a top producer by implementing this into the business that you're building. Now, I want to do this because first off, the 150-foot view video overview training that we talk about, the books, all these different things are just designed really to see if it's something that you want to do long-term, that you can see finding passion in. And that's what I'm really looking for in individuals. Now, if it's evergreen and it's something that's going to withstand no matter what, you can build a viable business. It's not a fly-by-night. This is a true business that you have to work at, but you can see what people do. And when you get over, there's a button below to learn more about this, because what we're going to do, when you click to learn more, it'll take you over to really cover what you're going to see in the workshop. You'll also see testimonials of people talking about real stories of what's happened for them. You'll see real true numbers of offices that are going to give you real numbers, about 6 offices that scale from one person that started in the beginning all the way to maybe 2 or 3 that they've built up into their business, and you can see really what happens. We're also going to talk about how it happened and why the commissions and things are so high today. We'll talk about that briefly and then talk about what we're going to be going over in the workshop. Again, it's something I've never offered. If you are interested in getting into this and learning more, you'll never get an opportunity like this again with me to learn how to get into this kind of business for what we're giving it away for. So it will tell you more into that, and what it'll do is it'll prompt you through it, tell you exactly what to go through and what we're going to be covering. You'll have the ability to sign up, get your ticket. It is a limited amount of tickets. Obviously, we're taking it because it's just a one-day workshop. We'll get you into that. Once you do, you'll join the workshop, and at the end of the workshop, you'll have a lot of other opportunities to take out and take all the other steps that we give at a price that you would never get. And we're going to do that as an incentive for you to make it into the workshop for being here at the right time, right place. Again, looking forward to it. Hopefully it is something that is hitting home for you and you're looking to get into something viable and evergreen, something you can really build, and that is not a saturated market. This is the place. Click the button below, get over and see what we're going to be covering. Sign up to that thing. Until then, I will see you on the other side.